Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your February 2022 reading. Thank you so much for being here. And I just want to start off by saying that I set the intention when I shuffled for these cards to be for Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising. Obviously, if you're a Pisces Moon, you are more than welcome to stay and watch, as there might be messages as well for you. The way that I set intentions and read with astrology in my tarot practice is usually just using the sun sign and the rising sign, because that's the way in astrology usually set up charts to look at your horoscope. So that's just the intention I set. And it's really open to everyone. Cross watchers are always welcome, because if you have an important Pisces in your life and they don't watch my channel or they don't know about my videos and there's an important message that you feel they would benefit from, I would so appreciate if you share this video or just share the message. The most important thing is the messages get to the people who need to hear them the most. And that has been a message that Spirit has really been hammering home to me to get these videos out. So I appreciate your support. So what we're going to do in this video is, let me start by saying, if you haven't watched the collective video yet, I go further into the collective card of the month, which is Strength. So it's up to you what you want to do. You can either pause this video, go watch the collective video and come back to this one, or you can watch this video all the way through and then watch the collective video. But I really strongly suggest that you do watch the collective video for the month, because I go further into Strength and do an entire reading about what that means for the collective and how to navigate that for everyone for the entire month of February. So, oh, and I forgot to say, happy birthday to all of my February Pisces suns. So later this month, some of my Pisces will be having birthdays. But let me get back to our reading. So these videos are to kind of zero in and zoom in on what aspect of strength is specific to you, Pisces, for the month of February. So what I'm going to do is, with the tarot deck, I'm going to pull a focus card that gives us a little more information that's tailored to you and what strength is going to encompass for the month of February for Pisces. Spirit, can I please have one focus card for Pisces for the month of February? One focus card for Pisces for February. The deck is being very stubborn. Okay, so let me feel this out. I got the Six of Wands that came out and the Three of Swords. I'm really feeling the Six of Wands energy. Oh my God, it's like it's making my arm vibrate as I'm holding it. Okay, so that's definitely your card. So this makes sense, right? Because we're almost moving into your solar season, Pisces, where, you're going to be, in some form or fashion celebrating yourself. So, this strength, this aspect of strength, where we're really making friends with ourselves. We're living authentically. It's a Leo card. So we're really, getting in touch with our heart space and living from that place. And this is, wands are fire. It's like you're really fired up about that. You're really feeling energized by the possibility of being seen as who you truly are and being celebrated for it. And wow, that is such a good feeling. Like I just like got a thump, you know, in my chest area, and it just felt like, wow, you know, I did that, you know, or, you know, I've come so far. And Pisces, you deserve to be celebrated for that. That's really wonderful. You know, we just had some really big retrogrades. Venus retrograde just went direct on January 29th. And let's see, for Pisces, Capricorn is your, let's see, Pisces, then Aquarius is your 12th house. So Capricorn is your 11th house of groups. So yeah, I can see a lot of people, you know, wanting to celebrate you in the area of like being in community, you know, because you show up and it's almost like, you know, you're wanting to be of service and you're really being rewarded for that because you show up authentically. It's not like in a way where you want to, you're doing it because you want these laurels. It's because, you know, it genuinely comes from a place, you know, of in my heart, I feel this is what I want to do, right? So, you know, that is really a feeling that I'm getting, that this is where you want to be in the month of February. So really beautiful energy. I love that for you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull a grounding oracle card that kind of bridges these two energies and gives us a little bit more information that Spirit can kind of tell us how these energies are going to work together for you. Okay. Sorry if that's loud. One grounding oracle for Pisces for the month of February. Let's see. Okay, there we go, right on top. I'm just going to take this one, but you also got Find Your Element, Sea Turtle, but nurture connections. Okay, and you know, wolves, they run in packs. You know, you're being celebrated by a group. 11th house of groups. That's where Venus just transited for you. So nurture what you learned about what kind of connections you want to foster in group settings, you know, and I really think that as long as you choose with your heart, like what's really aligned with what makes you feel full, makes your cup feel full, makes you feel lit up, that you will naturally be able to nurture those connections. Because, you know, we have a lot of orange in these cards, a lot of red. Red is really connected to the root chakra, which grounds us. And this orange is sacral, you know, and it's wands, it's fire energy. It really comes from the part of us that is creative, and that, you know, will light you up. And then we've got this blue here, which is the throat chakra. So nurturing connections means really, you know, speaking. Look at how these wolves are howling at the moon. They're communicating. They're probably reaching out to wolves that are, you know, miles away, you know, and that's Aquarius, you know, is the natural ruler of the 11th house. You know, it rules the internet. So these might be like internet groups that you're in, or, you know, internet associations, or, you know, far away. But, you know, the ability to be truly connected with your pack, you know, is very important for you. And, you know, you'll be celebrated as someone who is, you know, welcomed as part of this community because you're showing up and just being yourself. And that's enough. That's enough, Pisces. That's wonderful. Okay. So This first tarot card at the bottom is going to be where you are at the start of February. So can we get one card for Pisces? All right. For the start of February. Okay, Two of Cups. So that's really, you know, being in that place of wanting to be connected and feeling connected. So, you know, you're nurturing connections. That is very aligned with the Two of Cups, you know, because it can be more than just romantic relationships. Two of Cups can happen in groups. Two of Cups can happen in 11th house situations. Two of Cups can happen on your job. Like, it just is really, you know, a partnership, something that, you know, it can be an element that where it's really healing for you to be around certain people with this caduceus in the background. And, you know, here we go with a lion, you know, just like strength card, you know, Leo rules it. So I love that. And, you know, you're really allowing yourself to lean into that by being your authentic self at the beginning of the month. So this is a wonderful way to start off the month. So let's look at a possible challenge that may arise for you this month, Pisces. What challenge may arise for Pisces this February? Okay, all right. This is not a surprise. This card has been popping its little head up in several of my readings. Okay, the Nine of Swords. So what may be challenging for you is that you're in this place where you feel confident, right? And you're really wanting to nurture connections, be close to other people, especially one-to-one. Like, this Two of Cups feels very intimate. And sometimes, you know, intimacy can bring up some things, you know, especially with this Venus retrograde that just happened where, you know, we're reflecting and we're reviewing, and some things, you know, especially old traumas can come up. If there have been any traumas, you know, in large groups, maybe that's why this Two of Cups is here. It's like, you know, I'm worried about where I might, you know, be in a large group and it brings up those same old anxieties or those same old bad situations that happened. And this Two of Cups is here saying, like, to maybe pare it down and maybe take it slow, start in a smaller group, nurture connections. It's harder to nurture connections in a large group, but seek more intimate connections, because it might be bringing up some anxiety for you if you try to go too big, that you're setting yourself up, excuse me, I've been recording all day, that you're setting yourself up for more success by keeping it simple and really, you know, maybe one-to-one, or, you know, no more than like a group of, you know, 5, or, you know, something that is a group that is, kind of led by one person, but keeps it really tight. That might be the way to go in to keep these worries at bay if you're feeling a little anxious about making connections, because that's definitely where you want to be. You want to be more connected with other people, but there might be some worry about, you know, what if, you know, I am not enough, or what if me as I am isn't enough? What if people don't accept me for who I am, you know, showing up in my authentic self? But I'm here to say I'm really not getting that feeling from these cards. Like, you know, the Six of Wands did not come out reverse. It came out upright. These people are celebrating you. So, but start small. Like, you know, we're just coming out of these retrograde periods where, you know, these two very relational planets, we've done some serious review. So, you know, Aquarius, Mercury, you know, this is swords energy, Pisces. Aquarius is your 12th house of the subconscious. A lot of things, you know, might have come up that, you know, felt like they were buried beneath the surface or that you couldn't access them. But during Mercury retrograde, especially overlaid, you know, over top of Venus retrograde, it's like, you know, the dam bursts and you might have had a lot of things, you know, that felt suppressed or repressed, you know, come up to be healed. And, you know, some of those memories might feel really upsetting and keep you up at night, you know, because a lot of the 12th house things are not so easy for us to access. It might be easier for other people to see, but it's not as easy for us to see. Or it could, you know, just be hidden, you know, and feel a little mysterious. And, you know, that can feel very scary, like moon card energy, where, you know, we don't know what's real and what's not, or, you know, what is coming around the corner. We're waiting for the sun to come out, you know, and Leo rules the sun, for things to be illuminated. But it's like we're a little bit in the dark here and stressed the hell out. So that's a challenge for you, where if the stress comes up, you know, how can you stay connected? So let's take a look at your card of how to tackle this challenge of the Nine of Swords. Can I have one card for how Pisces can tackle the Nine of Swords? Okay. We got Temperance. Wonderful. Because we have a fire card here. We have a water card here. What is Temperance doing here? Alchemizing fire and water. And this is not something that we can do on our own. We have to be able to submit to a power higher than us. This is an angel in this card, you know, alchemizing, standing on that rock and being able to put their foot in the water and not slip and fall. And, you know, usually in the standard Smith Rider-Waite, they're pouring those cups back and forth at an angle that no human would be able to do. But look at this. There's a crown rising over the mountains in the background. Like, you are regal. You're meant to be successful. And just be reminding yourself of that, or allowing spirit in to give you some divine inspiration and kind of alchemizing that, you know, your emotional self and your passionate self, allowing those things to blend, because usually water puts fire out, right? Fire makes steam and disperses water. These two things aren't normally you know, two elements that can blend together and, you know, coexist peacefully in the natural world. It takes spirit to be able to allow that, you know, process to happen. So really, if you don't have a spiritual practice, if you're not particularly, it doesn't have to be religious, just something where even you're just connecting to your higher self. Look, this too is related to the High Priestess. This could even be fostering a better connection with yourself, giving yourself hugs, speaking over yourself, you know, the things that you would want others to say to you. Do unto yourself as you would have others, you know, almost like the opposite of, you know, that do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Like, do unto yourself first. Take care of you first. Put on your oxygen mask first. Love yourself first, you know, and then it's like, you know, these worries, these fears, these insecurities, whom shall I fear? Because nobody can tell me anything. If I am the ultimate authority on loving myself, nobody can come in and place doubts in my head. That I can feel successful no matter what anybody tries to do to throw a wrench in my engine of what, you know, I'm trying to accomplish, what I'm trying to achieve. So that's really, keeping your fire lit and, keeping, not avoiding the depths of your emotions, but allowing those things to coexist so that you can be fully, embodied in connection with yourself, and feel closer to, but Pisces, you're already so spiritual. Like, you're the sign that is like, already like connected to the next world, but, just really reinforcing that this month. So let's see. Oh, I got your, where are you going to be? Where can we expect Pisces to be at the end of the month? Okay. And we got Judgment in reverse. So this to me says, again, this is a 2 card. It's related to the High Priestess. Like, you're going to be really working on discernement of all things. Like, right from wrong, and like cause and effect. That is also, very related to the Justice card, which is also a 2. But this is like on the global scale, which is, you've got, the Venus and the Mercury retrogrades that were going through the house of collective conscious and collective unconscious. So it's like you're really integrating those messages of like, over the course of, history, over the course of your life, over the course of, human existence, like, why do these cycles happen? Why do we relate to others in the way that we do? Why do we connect with others in the way that we do? We're not meant to be solitary animals. We are pack animals. We are like that. We need people no matter what. So this Judgment to me in the reverse is just saying, like, not that you're resisting the message, but it's like, it's just the beginning of really being able to see, not with your physical eyes, but more with your third eye and with your crown chakra, and be in balance, like, with, with the spirit, and understand, like, this is plumbing the depths of the underworld. This card is ruled by Pluto. It's like, you have been through all of these cycles, like, with this really deep 12th house energy, that you understand, why certain things happen the way they do. And you're able to really integrate the lesson of temperance, so that when these challenging 9 of Swords, these doubtful moments come up for you, you already know that you have good judgment. This is coming up in the reverse, almost like a flashing red light telling you to pause and think, rather than worry and say, you have the answers. Like, you have good judgment. You don't have to second guess yourself. You're very connected. You're very connected to your higher self. You just have to remember that in moments of stress, in moments where you feel really challenged, that, just pause, take a breath, and don't let the feeling overtake you so much that you forget who you are. And that is so strong. Like, I just feel like that just came out of me. Like, you know who you are. Don't let yourself forget it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull oracle cards that bridge each of these tarot cards together. So I'm going to start with the Personal Power Oracle deck, and I will link all of the decks that I'm using in the description box. And wow, that one flew right out. But this one is going to bridge the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. Look at that. 9 of Swords, feeling really hopeless, really down, really depleted. I am hopeful because you are connected, and like, you can give yourself, like your inner self, your little baby inner child, your inner kid needs a hug and a reminder to be, hopeful. And also you can, rely on these nurturing connections that, you've built or you've started to build, to really give you this message and to remind you in times when you're feeling that level of stress that you are a hopeful and optimistic person. And pessimism is okay. We all worry. It's human. It's not like a switch we can turn off, but it's just a reminder saying that, there's a well of hope within you. And even when things seem darkest, you have nurturing connections around you. You have energy supporting you. Spirit is supporting you. You just have to lean into that. Hope is not lost in these moments where it might feel that way and you feel really alone. You're surrounded by people who want to see you succeed. All right, so let's pull another oracle card to bridge the Nine of Swords and Temperance. Let me get one oracle card for Pisces. Oh my goodness, this one keeps coming. Look for the overflow of abundance. This is like the third time I've pulled this card. I want to see if there's any other one that wants to come out. But look at that. Look at the way that this angel in the Temperance card, this cup, this fire cup is overflowing because the emotions are flowing. That there is abundance all around you. You're nurturing connections, and those connections are nurturing you back. Reciprocal energy. You're being celebrated. So look for that. Don't look for, as much as you can. This can't always be avoided in the midst of anxiety. You can't just shut it off. But, as much as you can, try to look for some of the positives, even in your most anxious of moments. And if you can't do that for yourself, reach out to somebody who can support you, that you will be embraced. Even if you feel like a burden, you're not. People want to help you. So let me see if there's another message. Let's split the deck and just see if this one resonates at all. Look for hidden patterns. Okay. So maybe look for hidden patterns in what makes you feel anxious, because that will ultimately serve your best judgment. It will, where you're learning how to have good judgment, and that sense of knowing, those cycles of cause and effect, and in the area of relationships, in the area of working in groups or what have you, that there is a pattern in the universe and a pattern to the reason that people behave the way they behave. And maybe that can soothe some of that anxiety, where you may not be able to always predict what someone's going to do, but you can say, this feels like something that I've experienced before, and check in with yourself. Like, did this make me feel good? Is this making me feel anxious? And then you can decide for yourself, discern whether you need to back away. Because if it doesn't make you feel good, you don't have to make apologies to anybody. You just excuse yourself, and go on about your life. That's something that I think a lot of people, a lesson that I'm definitely still learning in my late 30s is that, you don't owe anybody your time or your energy. You can bow out of any relationship at any time for any reason, just because it's not serving you. And it's okay to not want the same things that other people want. You don't have to want them because you're expected to want them. So that was a message definitely for somebody there. May not be totally connected to this reading, but you know, I just channeled it. Somebody's guides really wanted that to come out. So if that resonated with you, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to pull one last oracle card. This is an inner child message for Pisces. For you Pisces for February. I have one inner child message for Pisces for the month of February. Inner child message. Okay, let's see what we got here. You deserve to be seen. Okay. Six of Wands. They're all paying attention to her. They're all celebrating her. They're connecting. You know, you're nurturing connections, but your connections are nurturing you back. Like the 6 is a reciprocal energy. Like what you put out comes back to you. What comes to you, you're also interested in spreading to others. So you deserve to be seen just as much as you see the good and the beauty in others and want to nurture others. And just the way that you can see with judgment, you deserve people to see your ability to make wise judgments. So let's read this. We each have a desire to be seen and accepted as we are, strength in our authenticity. So this is a natural desire that is crucial to our well-being and the embodiment of our true self. It is nothing to be ashamed of. Give yourself the gift of being seen and accepted as you are in this moment by yourself and by others. Nurture connections who appreciate you, allowing yourself to take up the space you need. Take up all the damn space. Allow yourself to be celebrated. You know, if that feels uncomfortable for you, and you know, that is something that is very familiar to me, and you know, it's something that is all too common in, you know, in this patriarchal society that we have, especially for, you know, marginalized folks and women, people of color, disabled folks, you know, people that usually are not used to being celebrated. It can feel very uncomfortable and triggering to be seen and celebrated, sometimes to even have people say nice things to you. It's hard to accept compliments. But this is just your inner child saying, like, no matter what you've been conditioned to accept, if you've been made to feel invisible, like, you deserve to be seen. And you're like, you should delight in the space that you take up in groups, in your relationship, you know, on your job, like every aspect of your life. So allow yourself to do that, and, you know, look for the overflow of abundance, because you are abundant. Spirit has put, you know, that abundance into you, has spoken that over you. So, you know, that is a gift. You just have to be able to take it and also connect with it, nurture that connection with spirit. Definitely seeing that, because spirit is here to help you through those challenging times. So thank you so much, Pisces. That is all the messages that I'm getting for you for the month of February. Again, to my February Pisces sons, happy birthday. And if you haven't already watched the collective video, again, I'm going to remind you, when you get the time, definitely go back and watch that collective video. I appreciate your presence, your time, your energy, the presence of spirit, and these beautiful messages. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and definitely hit that notification bell because I have some more content coming out this month, namely a pick a card video that's going to be out mid-month. And then I might have some other surprise content come up, so you definitely don't want to miss it. You want to have that notification bell on so that you get a notification when it drops. So that is all I'm seeing for this month, and I hope you have a wonderful February, Pisces. I'll see you in March. Bye.